Alright, for breakfast, I'm just having some chicken nuggies and some homemade Raising Cane sauce. If you guys know what Raising Canes is and know what their sauce tastes like, this is pretty good. It's homemade, and it's slightly healthier because instead of mayo, I used Greek yogurt. So it's really good and like fits my macros pretty well. I think I put a little too much Worcestershire sauce, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm having nuggets for breakfast because I have nothing else to eat and I'm going grocery shopping in like 30 minutes. So this is what we'll have for now. But yeah, trying to get some protein in first thing. All right, I just finished up my nuggets. As I said, I made that Raising Cane sauce myself. It's just basically Greek yogurt, Worcestershire sauce, ketchup, pepper, salt. I put a little bit of white vinegar, garlic powder. And it's super good, but that's like one thing I love doing recently is making my own sauces like the Raising Cane sauce or the Chick-fil-A sauce. But instead of the mayo, the base, it'd be Greek yogurt. And for the most part, it turns out pretty good. Anyways, yeah, that's like one thing I love doing recently is just making healthier swaps of the things that I love. But sometimes a swap is just not gonna work. I wanted something sweet and I saw this cookie and I was really craving this cookie. I was like, I'll just have berries. But I was like, there's no way berries is gonna fix this craving. So I'm gonna go ahead and have this like Valentine's Day cookie. I know if I don't have it, I'll probably think about it all day and then maybe eat too many later on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fulfill this craving now. And honestly, it's not as good as I wanted it to be. So I probably won't even ever eat any of these anymore. All right, see you guys at lunch. Okay, haul complete. I got a lot of stuff. We had to go to 3 different stores because they didn't have things I needed. So we got lots of meats. We got lots of produce, veggies, more meat, cheese. We got some rice, avocado oil, soy sauce, tomato sauce. I wanted to try this ube champorado. We got some snacks, some frozen bananas, and then some ube coated almonds. Lasagna, some spices, cottage cheese, meats, as I already said, and vinegar. I have a little bit of things to do today, but at some point today or this week, I will be meal prepping for this week. Hello, it's snack time. We're having ube covered almonds, some Reese's chocolate peanut butter covered bananas, and some raspberries, you can't really see, just to finish off my raspberries that I have. Yeah, I haven't had lunch yet. It's like 11:30, but I want to go on a run first. So I'm going to have this as my pre-run snack and a snack to hold me over until I can cook because I literally have 0 food right now. So yeah, this is going to hold me over until I can do things that need to get done, but also until I can cook. So I just got home from everything that I need to do and we can finally do all of our food stuff. So right now I have this salmon marinating for my dinner. It's just soy sauce, garlic, and ginger in here. I'm going to give it a flip. So that's gonna be my dinner tonight. If I'm hungry, it's like 4, almost 5, and I'm pretty full still. And then I'm gonna marinate some chicken, and then I'm gonna cook some lasagna. Those are my 2 things today. The chicken is gonna be kind of like a pollo asado inspired. It's not gonna be exactly right. I didn't have all the correct ingredients, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got. And then the lasagna is gonna be kind of a meal prep. It's like a full lasagna in a pan. So that's a good frozen meal that I like to do. I like having it as a frozen meal just in case there are some days that I don't have any food. Like today, I've been saying I don't have food. It's because all my freezer foods are kind of used up and I like to have a lot of freezer foods so that I have really accessible, easy meals. I might not even eat it this week, but it's just something that I like to have in the freezer for days like today. So you guys might see some montage, some time lapse, unsure, but you'll see a little bit of the process and then I'll talk to you guys again face to camera once I have dinner. Okay, we're done marinating our chicken I called it a pollo asado or pollo asado like inspired, but not even. I had zero of the spices that I needed. I thought our house had everything because we usually do, but I guess we used it all up because half the things that I know we had, we didn't have. So, but I still used a lot of similar flavors. There's lime, garlic, onion, annatto powder, lots of smoked paprika, cumin, and other stuff, cayenne. So yeah, definitely not a pollo asado and not even inspired, but it just basically helped me pick what kind of spices I will marinate my chicken in. So now our next thing we're gonna worry about is the lasagna. I think I'm gonna mise en place first, so have all my stuff ready, all the meats and veggies cut and produce cut, all of that, and then we'll start assembling everything and cooking after I finish cutting. So let's go ahead and cut and cook that. Finally eating dinner. It's like 7 o'clock. I did everything I needed to do. I already gave you guys an update on the chicken that's marinating. I did finish up the lasagna. It's in the oven right now, finishing its last like broil and cheese. And now I'm eating dinner. So now I'm having some salmon with some fruit and those Reese's chocolate things I bought from Costco. I don't know if you saw it in the haul, but I did buy like chocolate covered, peanut butter covered frozen bananas, and then I'm having it with some seaweed. That's my dinner. It's my first like real meal all day, so I'm super happy to finally be eating something. And I've just been cooking all day and doing so many like tasks and stuff. So finally I get to sit down and have a real meal, and I'm super happy about that. That's basically everything I should be eating for the day. But otherwise, see you guys tomorrow for what I eat tomorrow. Hello, good morning. So I'm trying the protein bagel. One, I think it's slightly undercooked, so next time I will cook them longer. But I was in a rush this morning because I had to drop my sister off at school, and then now I'm working, or now I should be getting to work. So I just forgot like salt. I didn't have time for an egg wash. I wanted to boil it so that it's a little more true to a bagel consistency or texture, should I say. And I didn't get a chance to do any of that because I didn't wake up early enough. So this is my breakfast. Really sad. And I meant to make like a flavored garlic herb whipped cream cheese as well, but this is just a plain whipped cream. I do plan on making this again this week. So when I actually make it, and I actually make it well, or hopefully I make it well the second time around, but when I make it again, I'll show you guys kind of what I'm doing. This was like a super rushed thing, but for the most part, the cream cheese is really saving it, so it's totally fine. I'm gonna finish this up and get to work. Quick little snack before lunch because I have some work stuff to do, and I'll probably get really hangry if I have to wait for my chicken to cook. So, snack first. So, I have some wannabe cilantro lime rice. I don't have cilantro, but I have lime. And I just seasoned my white rice. I have some avocado, just some romaine lettuce, and then the chicken that I marinated yesterday. Let's try it. I mean, I'd say this is all super good. I just wish I had like a sauce, like a salsa or like a hot sauce. I just literally have nothing, and it's kind of dry because it is breast, but there's lots of flavor there. And I think I'll have this chicken again a few times more this week, so you might see it a few more times, but that's what I'm having. Yeah, my breakfast is pretty light this morning. It was just that bagel. So I know I've already talked about this in a different video, but since this is a whole other different video, I'm doing a 75 soft. So if you want to see like a week of workouts and what I do during this 75 soft, go ahead and check out that week of workouts video somewhere up here. But this week, well, of course, I'm still trying to do my other goals. For the videos, I'm focusing on what I eat in a week. And kind of my eating goal is high protein, so minimum 90, trying for 100, but minimum 90. And then 2,000 calories-ish. I'm trying to be flexible and listen to my body while still hitting my goals, because I am trying to lose some extra fat. And I can't do that if I'm eating more than what my body needs. I'm someone with a lot of food noise. I'm not able to eat so intuitively. So I'm practicing that, giving myself also a ballpark of around what I can eat or what I should be eating. So I'm trying to hit that fat loss goal while still not depriving myself too much. And I did kind of, the calorie counting calculators, and I definitely am more in the maintenance amount / maybe like 10 to 15% deficit. And I would say that's pretty low compared to what a lot of people like to say. 500 calories a day is what people like to say, but I'm doing a much more moderate approach to that. And I'm really trying to listen to my body though. If I'm hungry, I will eat. But I'm trying to practice not eating when I'm not hungry, because there are times where I feel like I want food for one reason or another. Maybe I'm bored. Maybe I just want something to crunch on. I don't know. Maybe I just got used to eating at a certain time. Like, I used to not be able to watch anything without snacking on something, and it kind of instilled in me that I need to always be like hand to mouthing when I'm watching TV or like a long movie or a longer YouTube video. So I'm trying to break some of the habits that make me eat when I'm not hungry. Other than that though, if I'm like actually hungry and it's bringing me discomfort or like fatigue, I'm gonna up the calories. But as of right now, I think this is a good amount. I don't feel like I've ever been deprived at all. I think I might even still be slightly doing a surplus, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's that. So that's kind of the purpose of this video, is everything I eat in that kind of calorie range with high protein. So that's what I'm having for lunch. I'll see you guys a little bit later when I have my next snack or meal. And there's probably something in my teeth. Bye. All right, I'm full. I literally should not have another bite or else I'll be food coma. But I only have a couple bites of like rice and chicken left, so I'll probably have this as a snack a little bit later or with my dinner on top of it, but we'll see. But for now, this will just go into the fridge or something. Having a little something sweet, so I'm just gonna have like 2 of these as a snack. Snack number 2, because I still want something sweet, but it's been a couple hours, so an extra little something sweet. Hello, dinner time, and I'm having a girl dinner. I'm having some chicken nuggets, some pizza rolls, and this is my yogurt, high protein, Raisin Cane's dupe sauce. It's not the healthiest, but everything in moderation. This sauce is magical. I think more than anything, I just wanted some sauce. All right, dinner done. The bad thing is with these like more processed foods, I feel like I always want more right after eating it. Like, I just want to keep going. But I feel pretty satisfied and full. So I'm gonna drink some water. That's all I'm eating today. See you guys tomorrow. If you can hear some sounds, that's my fridge or my microwave. So I did share that I was meal prepping some lasagna, and here it is. This is a single serving. I had a couple servings for me and my sister in the fridge, but all the rest are in here, packed as a little freezer meal. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. There's like 9 in here. 9 servings. So this could last a good amount of time. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. I never got a chance to tell you about it. But yeah, I packed it away. I cut them into single serving sizes so that it's easier to thaw and that I only have to like make one at a time, especially because I mostly just cook for myself. That's what I'm having for lunch. So here it is. I'll probably add some berries for some health, I guess, some fiber, some antioxidants. I have lots of blackberries and raspberries that I need to finish up before they go bad. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. But I totally hate not having an actual breakfast. Like today, because I went to the gym in the morning super early, and then I got just back in time to shower and then drop my sister off to school, and then get back in time from that for work. So I never had a chance to like make anything, and I don't really want lasagna for breakfast, so that's my fault for being kind of picky on what I like to eat in the morning. But yeah, I didn't really have breakfast. I had that one goo snack, which is mostly a pre-running or mid-run kind of like nutrition, and I can't work out on an empty stomach because then I get pretty lightheaded, and I didn't want to do a banana because the bananas are looking a little too green for me still. So I did that for a little bit of carbs and energy before my So I did the goo for my pre-workout like meal / energy, and then my post-workout I needed some protein, so I did that Fairlife, and now here we're at lunch, more like a brunch. It's like 11, but I'm pretty hungry because I didn't really have anything. I'm gonna finish prepping or just washing my berries, and then we'll catch up again afterwards. Okay, beware if you're not a person that likes food touching. Here is my lunch. Not the most aesthetic. Honestly, do you think it's more aesthetic if I put it on a wooden cutting board? I don't know if I'm just really hungry or if that lasagna is better than usual. But yeah, the way I like to do meal preps and how I'm trying to stay consistent with kind of my macro goals is that I'll do a lot of meal prep, but if it's like large batches of meal prep, for example, this lasagna, I make sure it's something that I can freeze because I'm not gonna eat 12 servings of lasagna for like 12 days straight, you know? And I'm only cooking for myself, as I've mentioned, I think once before. So if it's like a large serving of something, I try to make sure that it's freezable. Like I'd like to do also like curries is something that's really easy to freeze. I have tikka masala frozen. I have curry frozen, Penang curry frozen. So things that are easy to freeze, I'll cook large batches of and have that always available in a freezer. But I can switch the flavors up a little bit, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And even though it's the same thing, it could be different enough to where I'm like not having the same thing over and over again, which really helps with my consistency. But all of this to say, this is kind of how I'm trying to stick with my goals while also being flexible in kind of honoring my cravings and eating things that I like. And that's a lot of hot sauce. And I know I'm someone that likes to have a sweet after meals. So that's why I have a bunch of berries. I have those chocolate bananas or those Reese's frozen bananas with chocolate on them and peanut butter. But yeah, I think that's that for now. I'm gonna finish my lunch and see you guys the next time I eat something. Snack time. Hello. It's dinner time, and honestly, I'm just gonna have more lasagna. I kind of really liked it for lunch, and I'm lazy to have to like air fry anything or bake anything, and that's something that can be done in like the next like minute or two. So yeah, we're just gonna do that for dinner, but gotta end the day with something sweet. Okay, good morning. It's like 6:50. I have my flour, my Greek yogurt, baking powder. So let's make this freaking thing. Let's make this protein bagel. First, let's start boiling some water because I want to try to make it as bagel-like as possible. So I'm gonna need to do a boil and then a bake. So I'm gonna fill this up, which is kind of excessive because it's so big, but it's all I've got. A cup of flour, and this will be for our floured surface. Then I'm gonna put this whole thing of Greek yogurt and then like a teaspoon of baking powder and then some salt. Okay, so now let's mix this up. Now time for this. Let's flour my hands a little bit. And we're just gonna knead. I think that's nice and kneaded. Now I'm just shaping them. There we go, we have our two bagels. We're gonna wait for this water to boil, and then I'm gonna start preheating the oven because I think the boil is only like for like a minute or two. Okay, so texture does feel better, but it didn't like fluff up as much when we boiled it. So honestly, I'm not even gonna try to cut this open to put cream cheese because I feel like it's so thin that it's not even gonna cut properly without me breaking it. I bought this and I never even opened it. We're gonna put some cream cheese to the side. It looks so wet in there. I might need to cook it more. It's like so moist. Oh no, it's just some parts of it. You know what? Not bad. The texture is actually pretty good. I just wish it did fluff up a little bit more. I know last time when I made it without baking it or without boiling it, it like fluffed up so much. But you do kind of get that chewy ever so slightly. It's really thin, so it's hard to get that chewy with such a thin bagel, but you do get that slight chew and the crunch. All right, that's breakfast. Here's my lunch, just some leftover chicken, leftover rice, and some more avocado. Hello, it's dinner time. I just got back from a run and showered. I kind of exhausted all my meal prep. I don't want a bagel right now. It's dinner. I had lasagna twice yesterday, so I'm a little lasagnaed out just for today. And then I had my chicken, and that's kind of all I prepped. What can we do? I think I'm gonna have a girl dinner. I think I'm gonna have some chicken nuggets. I have some leftover of my homemade Greek yogurt, Raising Cane sauce, and that might go bad pretty fast because it's Greek yogurt. So I think I'll just finish that off with some chicken nuggets and maybe some bulldog noodles. I have the carbo. Everyone loves the carbo. I don't like the carbo. But I think I might do like half a pack of that. And then maybe some sweets like some frozen bananas with the chocolate, the Reese's frozen bananas, and some berries maybe. We'll see. But I know we'll have chicken nuggets and probably some bulldog. But we'll see what we can concoct so that I like it a little bit more. Dinner time. This is gonna be the most not aesthetic meal ever. We have some bulldog with some extra mozzarella cheese melted in there. And then we have some chicken nuggets, as I said, and my Greek yogurt Raising Cane sauce. And then, if I feel like it, I'm probably gonna have half a cookie or a full cookie afterwards. And that's dinner. Okay, we're doing one full cookie. So, it's Thursday. I keep wanting to do a midweek check-in on a Wednesday, but I always forget and always do it on Thursday. I just had spicy bulldog noodles, so if I'm talking funny or sound funny, that's why. And talking actually makes it worse. So, I've been kind of tracking my macros, protein and calories, more than anything, but tracking my calorie intake and protein for about 3 weeks now. But only been kind of vlogging it this week. I'm just looking quickly at how well I've been doing. Almost every day I'll hit my protein goal except for that very first day. And most days I'll say that I hit, I'll say about half the days I hit my calorie goal. But I've had very busy and social things going on this month, so it kind of made it hard to track. But I think what I'm noticing now is that even though I am counting calories, I think I'm also much better at not eating when I'm not hungry. Because I'm like, oh, I have this calorie limit. It's not actually a limit because, as I said, I'll eat more if needed or if I want to. But, so it's not too strict, but just imposing that limit, I'm like, oh, are you really hungry or are you just trying to munch on something? So I've done really good, I think, at less snacking overall. Also, I have just less snacks, so that's might be a thing, but I actually just am craving less snacking. And when I do, it's easily satisfied by my Reese's frozen bananas or a single cookie, whereas before I'd want a bag of chips or 4 cookies. Also, I think I've done a real good job at now balancing out my meals. I've realized now that, let's pretend with bulldog, just eating half the bag will give me the same flavor profile if I ate the full bag because it's the same thing. But if I only ate half the bag and added healthier things, I don't know if chicken nuggets are technically a healthier thing, but it helped with the protein. But adding things to help me reach my goals and hit my protein and my calorie stuff, I don't need the full bag or the full serving of the bulldog noodles. And I'm using bulldog noodles as an example. So I feel like I've done a really good job at portion control now. But yeah, that's the midweek kind of update. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hello, I have my breakfast. So I'm starting off with a matcha because I gamed last night with some coworkers and we stayed up a little later than I'd hoped. Peer pressure. So I need my caffeine. But as you guys saw, I have my garlic I have my everything bagel. I have my cream cheese and my sausage. And I put it on a little cutting board because apparently all the health TikTokers and YouTubers that eat off cutting boards. So let's try it out. I mean, it's a nice large surface, I suppose. And then my bagel. I'm just dipping in it. I'm gonna eat this while I work because a customer emailed me last night and I want to get back to them as soon as possible. So I'm gonna finish this off, but this is what I'm having for breakfast. Hello, it's lunchtime. I have nothing to eat because one, I wasted my lunch. I don't want to say wasted. I used my lunch to edit and not prep food, but also I gave my fiance my portions of what I prepped for myself because I'm like, hey, I like what I made. I want you to try it. It's like healthier, or it fits my macros and goals better, but it's still really good. So I want you to try it. So I gave it to him. So I didn't have anything. And I do still have some frozen stuff, but those take forever to defrost and then cook. So even though I do have a lot of food, it still kind of takes some forethought, and that I have to be like, okay, I need to defrost this overnight, so that it's like a lot faster to cook the next day. So because of all that, I'm having a Hot Pocket for lunch. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And my breakfast was pretty filling, so I wasn't even thinking about food for the longest time. And I'm honestly, like, my body's hungry, but I'm at a place where I'm like, I don't need to eat mentally, but I don't want to get to a point of like ravenous hunger, and then just eat everything in sight. So yeah, Hot Pocket. See you guys for the next meal. And for dinner, we went to get pho because my parents got back from France that day and they really wanted some. I got a kind of garlic beef noodle vibe thing. And of course, you have to get boba afterwards. Hello, so I'm having berries and a sausage for breakfast. I'm gonna try to eat kind of light today because we'll have a nice birthday dinner for my mom. So last night, I think I just showed you a couple clips. We went to get pho for dinner. That was the first time I actually ate an arugula salad and slightly enjoyed it. I don't usually like arugula, but like together with the meat and the garlic noodles, it was pretty good. And then we got boba afterwards. And my boba, I got it pretty like, I don't want to say healthy because it's boba. Instead of a milk tea with a bunch of other like toppings, I just get a green tea with lychee jelly and then like 30 to 25% sweetness depending on where I go. And honestly, I haven't even been into the milk tea recently. I've been really liking just a fresh tea with lychee jelly. It keeps it light, but also it's really good. So yeah, it still kept it pretty light. Boba was a nice like after dinner sweet treat, but it wasn't too heavy and that I felt like shit afterwards. So that was my dinner and you guys just saw my breakfast, and I'll see you guys again when I eat and then at the restaurant as well. Lunchtime, so I'm having just a Caesar salad or lettuce, Caesar dressing, Parmesan, and then I also have my Just Bare nuggets. I really did not want to make this, and I just wanted to put a Hot Pocket or some pizza rolls in a microwave and microwave it because that would mean less work for me and it would be ready in like a minute and 30 seconds. And because I'm calculating or tracking my macros, like having to portion out my food separately made me really just not want to make it. But I bought a Costco pack of romaine lettuce for myself and it had like 4 or 5 heads of romaine. Did I need that much? No. So I was like, let's not waste money and just use the romaine and take the extra maybe 5 minutes at most to put together a salad that's gonna be better. I don't want to say better for my health because I barely eat Hot Pockets and it's not something that like is too bad in moderation, but Hot Pockets were at one point something I ate all the time because I was just too lazy to make food, and it started becoming unhealthy because of how often I was eating it. So let's be slightly healthier with some actual vegetables and a good source of protein and actually not waste our money. So that's why I was like, okay, let's do that. So I'm noticing that one thing, even if I meal prep, if those meal preps aren't already pre-portioned out, that's another reason why I don't stick to things, is because I don't want to put it together. So I know a lot of people like to meal prep. They'll have cooked chicken all together and then cooked rice all together and then cooked beans all together, and then they just kind of assemble. I prefer not to do it that way because of having to track. Maybe once I no longer track my calories or macros or whatever, it would be a better system for me. But while I am still tracking for the time being, I'd rather have pre-portioned, already tracked amounts. So I think that's something I need to take into consideration while I'm doing the 75 soft, so that we can stick to our goals better. But I'm glad we actually did go with this because it's actually kind of refreshing and still yummy. So yeah, that's lunch, and I'll see you guys later for our Sardine Factory dinner. I knew I was going out for dinner today for my mom's birthday. We went to Sardine Factory in Monterey. It was delicious, it was really good, and I knew I would eat a whole lot. I kind of just did want to balance out my meal, or like my meals today, since I knew I was going out. I knew I'm gonna go over my calorie count, which is totally fine, but I still wanted to keep my goals and my macros and stuff kind of in the forefront of my mind and just make sure it's something I'm thinking about and not just kind of just totally forgetting about them and not caring. So I'm trying to find, so today I was trying to balance like flexible, but also still keeping my goals in mind. So before I went out today, I did have, I don't want to say smaller meals, but I had meals that were a little more intentional. So a lot of protein and fiber. And then for dinner, like I said, we went to Sardine Factory. I had calamari, very, very good. Bread, of course. Whenever I go out, I have to have the bread and some butter. There were like some sticks, garlic sticks that I had. And I had a peach sunrise. It's kind of like a Shirley Temple with other flavors in it. And then my main entree was a prime ribeye, 16 ounces, bro. I only ate like half of it, if not less. And then it had a large side of garlic mashed potatoes and then some veggies and then like the tiniest bit of onion rings. So that was all very, very good. Oh, and then we had some cannolis for dessert. All right, my camera's at 4%, so we're gonna get this over with quickly. So that was my day today and everything I ate and drank and all that. And now I have my snacks ready for tomorrow. I'm going on a hike. It's like 6 miles, I think, and it's pretty uphill. So for these kinds of workouts, I like to come prepared with snacks and things that will keep me energized for my workout. So I have a banana, some of my ube almonds, and then 2 goos. So I'll probably have this on the trail as I hike. I can't promise I'll have clips of me hiking. We'll see how it goes, but just keeping you aware and informed that these are kind of things I have planned to eat during my hike tomorrow morning. But that's that. See you guys tomorrow. Hello. I'm gonna be really, really quick. I'm at 1% battery. I'm having breakfast after my hike. I have the chicken and rice and berries. The chicken and the rice are left over from earlier this week. And on my hike, I only had the almonds and the banana and I didn't have the goo. I'll be back later when this camera's not dying and on my next meal. Okay, bye. Okay, hello. I'm having my leftovers from yesterday. It's just my steak and my mashed potatoes. And can you imagine that this much steak is my leftovers? That looks like it's a whole other 8 ounces. It's because my ribeye was 16 ounces. Can you imagine that? Anyways, this will be good. I mean, I did have chicken and stuff, as you guys saw, for my like post-hike breakfast. So I did have protein, but even more protein. And then some garlic mashed potato. So yesterday, I got the steak medium rare. I usually like medium. I got medium rare because one, it was a nicer place. So I knew the quality and stuff would be good enough to get a medium rare. And I saw the sizing, it said 16 ounces. And I knew I was not gonna finish that. So I was like, let's get a medium rare so that when we warm it back up, it won't be so cooked still. So now I think I'm at a good, I think it's definitely medium well. There's a little bit of pink left, but very much cooked. But that's fine. Better than not, I mean, I don't know if you can tell. So there is some pink, but it's still mostly brown. So I think now we went from a medium rare last night to now a medium well. All right, so I'm gonna have this and then I'm gonna have dinner. And then we'll have a little chat a little bit later, talking about how I balance everything, my goals, cravings, social things where you go out to eat and all of that, and how I kind of have my mindset. I mean, I did talk a little bit through it throughout this week, but a more concise kind of recap of that afterwards. Guys, okay, so I snacked a lot today and I didn't even record it, but I had more ube almonds from when I went on my hike and I didn't finish it, so I just finished the rest. And then I also had some of my Reese's frozen bananas. So those are kind of my snacks throughout the day. And then for dinner, I ate a matcha pancake my mom made this morning and a bacon. So I had breakfast for dinner, which was great. I don't feel like I needed to eat my dinner. I wasn't even hungry. I really just wanted to eat, but I wasn't hungry. Does that make sense? Like, one thing I'm trying to practice is intuitive eating. And my calorie goal is more of a guideline than anything. It's not like a hard rule. But yeah, I definitely went over, and not because I needed to, because my body wanted to, but because I just felt like eating. So yeah, I feel like I've been pretty good recently about only eating when I'm hungry. So there's that, but that's fine. It doesn't ruin the progress as long as we don't let it. So that concludes our week of eating together. And now that this week's over, let's go over some of my reflections and some thoughts that I've had. So first one is that I think I've gotten much better at balancing everything, balancing kind of the macro goals, but balancing cravings that I have and also social things. I think I've said this recently, just today, I think. But yeah, I really noticed that I did a much better job than usual at balancing it all out. Sometimes I find that when I go out to eat at a restaurant, when I'm on a quote like diet, that I tend to kind of continue eating afterwards in a way that doesn't align with my goals. For example, usually I'd go out to dinner and then start snacking when I'm not hungry and just wanting to eat more because I was like, oh, I didn't follow my goal. And I guess this goes back to kind of my all or nothing approach. I usually feel like if I don't fully commit to this macro goal and eating healthier and making sure that I eat a certain way, then I'm just not gonna do it at all. And this week, I don't think I did that. I think I did really good at balancing everything. I feel like when I had cravings of something a little more processed, like the bulldog or other things, I ate them in a way that still fits my goals. I either added something a little healthier or I just slightly like adjusted the portion size. So in terms of that all or nothing mindset that I usually have, I think that's starting to die down a little bit. I don't want to say I'm all the way there and that I'll never have that thinking again, because it's, you know, a process and there's ups and downs. But this week I would say was a very decent up in that aspect. Secondly, I found some really important things that work for me. I told you about how I can't ingredient prep, but I actually have to meal prep single portions so that I don't have to keep counting out the calories and all of that. And I know it's not something sustainable and I don't want it to be. I don't think this is how I'd want to eat forever, but while I kind of hit certain goals that I want to hit, I'm just using macros and calories and protein as my kind of tool. But as I kind of grow out of it, which I hope I do, and then we'll find a tool that works better for that time in my life. But yeah, I used to be someone that ate a lot out of boredom or ate when I'm sad, or I don't know, I like the feeling of being full in terms of like satiated. I always ate to a higher level than I should have. I feel like if you think of the intuitive eating hunger scale, and like I feel like I've always eaten to maybe too much satiety every time I ate, and I think that it's okay to not be so full every time you eat. And I'm starting to kind of find the right balance of satiated but not like always like so full, you know what I mean? And I know I talk a lot this week that I had lots of cravings. And I know kind of the past few weeks, I feel like I've had lots of cravings, but that's not even, like that's actually a lot lower than what I used to have in terms of cravings. I used to have a pack of bulldog like every day and I always want bulldog. Or like whether it be bulldog or like McDonald's or something. And I've noticed now that I'm eating more in balance and eating more things in moderation, I have less cravings because I know that I can just have whatever I want. For example, I think we did it this week where I was like, oh, I really want this cookie, so I'm gonna have this cookie. And then I had the cookie and then I was like, meh, no, I don't really, it's whatever. It didn't live up to its hype in my mind. And I still had the cookie sometimes because I wanted to, but like, I felt like if I had not allowed myself to have that cookie, that I'd just be craving the cookie and then I'd hyperfixate on the cookie. Macro goals. But yeah, that was my week trying to kind of eat in my macro goals, my protein, my calories, but also slightly healthier and more balanced, more in moderation. I hope you found this useful in one way or another, whether that's inspiration, recipes, whatever it may be. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.